While the whole world is being flooded with information and opportunities, a lot of new rules and lifestyles have been conceived by people across the earth based on their convenience. Also, there have been enough practices to which people are being introduced to every day, and based on its current and short term benefits, people are grabbing it without the idea of its future effects. One such thing is living together. There is no research based on it to prove the right and wrong associated with it. Yet, from the known psychological studies of individuals' mentalities, we could foresee the future of this method and predict a possible outcome. One such analysis is what is going to be discussed in this video. Before that, who am I to talk about it? How eligible am I to talk about it? To answer briefly, I am Kishore Vishwa, a research blogger primarily based on cognitive psychology and occasionally on finance and health. I've been doing it since January 2019 as blogs, articles, and short stories. And from now on, I'm gonna add videos to that list to ease up your learning experience. That being said, let's dive into the topic. Living together. It means two adults sharing the same roof without any commitments like marriage pinned on them. It has been used by many to get to know their partner before starting a new life with them majorly. Also, it has been used to enjoy the physical pleasures of life with their desired ones until time permits. It is definitely a longer trend in the west part of the world, but in the east, it is obviously a recent one, as the east has a strong connection associated with marriage structures. And if you're here looking for clarity on living together, then you should have been aware of the recent boom that living together is facing across the world. Why suddenly a recent trend? Why everyone are moving towards it? At least the most people who are willing to be independent. Why everyone's focus is on living together? Does it has such positives over marriage? Will it soon be accepted across the world? Before answering all these questions, you should understand how a normal human mind functions and the opportunities it is looking for, and how, obviously, the living together is offering such opportunities. If you look at the human anatomy, humans have always been a free-spirited animals. They don't like the idea of being a subliminal one to another. They do whatever they like to do. And obviously, they don't do things they are not interested in. Second one, achievement oriented. With more exposure to knowledge and the opportunities available, humans want to be more achievement oriented than ever before. To do it at that level, they don't want to get distracted through family, kids, debts, or anything that comes in their way. Third, the pleasures of sex. After a particular age limit, every human individuals will have the urge to have as much as sex as possible. And if it comes at free of cost, then no living soul will decline that offer. Like a perfect deal. These are all the things which living together is offering. If there is no live-in formula and no freedom, then all these previously stated points would become a dream to almost all. But those are made possible through the living together model. So it is a dream come true moment for almost all independent souls that are looking for opportunities more than anything else in their life. And that's how living together is facing a massive boom across the earth, especially among the young people who are in their 20s and 30s. Over the positives of living, one major setback starts with people if a couple chooses to have a baby. To understand this point, you have to go through a human life in two stages. First one, psychological. Second one, physical. Psychologically, it will take at least 7 years to make a lifetime bond with a fellow human being. If they are bonded together for 7 years, then it is sealed for life. That's why friends who are more than 7 years together are called family members. You might question like why there are divorces even after the 7 years bond. It is because people in that time period would have bared so much and lived together with the inconvenience that has never been solved. And when that inconvenience become unbearable, the couple will eventually break. Coming to the physical point of view, human body is categorized into the childhood, adulthood, and old age. If we take childhood, it needs a lot of support and surveillance because the child will always be in a hunt for something to learn, to grasp, to understand, and it will question whatever comes in their way because it is a naked brain. It is not fed up with any information. So it will have a lot of energy to burn and it will have a lot of questions to ask and it requires a lot of surveillance. Coming to the adulthood. And adulthood is the phase where the hunt for economy begins. The urge to develop the economical status will be the only motto in an adulthood. And if someone decides to take care of some other thing apart from making their economy better, then they will definitely face some serious troubles developing their economical status. Third, the old age. Obviously, there will be nothing important in this stage apart from rest, generosity, calmness, and respect, because the force in the body will be dropped to the minimum level. And surprisingly, apart from money or anything else, in this stage people require more moral support. That is what will make them feel worthier in their life. Now, coming to the framed marriage structure based on the points that were discussed earlier, psychological and physical. First, dealing with the psychological part, that 7-year bond will be difficult for any human being to cope up with another human being whom have a similar change in hormones and emotions every now and then. So, what a marriage structure is doing is, even if you have complications, it will give a legal time of separation to think about it and to discuss whether the break that has happened has any value in your life or not. Whereas in living together, there are no legal procedures unless you have friends or family who can do that for you, or else you do it yourself. Second, coming to the physical part of life. In marriage structure, the childhood is eventually be taken care of the old age, and the adulthood is completely focused on making the economy better. Because once the child comes into an adulthood, it will be difficult for the couple to concentrate on their economical status, leaving their child as it is, because the child needs a lot of surveillance and support, where the adults can't really do it because their acceptance level and the tolerance level will be really low in that stage. To evacuate this gap, what the eastern part of the world is doing is, the responsibility of taking care of the child is given to the grandparents, the old age people. In this age group, the acceptance and tolerance level will be far beyond than the people in the adulthood. The grandparents taking care of the child will obviously keep them under surveillance. Also, they get a reason for their age. Also, now the people in the adulthood have the time to take care of their economical status. Also, they don't have to worry about their kid. It is like a triangle where everything is taking care of one another thing. And when the cycle rotates, there will be no problem, unlike living together, where if a couple chooses to have a child, then all these framed structures will collapse, because there will be no enough moral support, there will be no legal structures to take care of, and once a gap has occurred, it will be a void. This is why people in live-in relationship should not opt for a child, because there are no legal structures to take care of your bond unless it is taken care by you. Also, if you opt for a child and you broke off, what will happen to the child? You are making the child's life really complicated, because a child growing with a single parent will face a lot of difficulties in understanding the opposite gender or the same gender, depends on the child's parent, in comparison to the child which is growing with both of its parents. So people who are in the live-in who chooses to have a child is not just making your life complicated but your child's life too. So this is the reason why you should not opt for a child in a live-in relationship. If you're going, just get married. That's it for today's video. I hope you all liked it. And if you are an avid reader, I have attached all the links to my write-ups in the description below. Please check it out. And if you liked it, remember to hit the thumbs up. And if you didn't like it, just drop a thumbs down, and please state the reason in the comment section why you didn't like it. I try to upgrade my contents far better from here. And for a note, if you find any lags or a drop in quality in this video, it was shot a long before, and the upcoming contents will be really good. I guarantee you. So stay subscribed if you like to, and keep watching, keep supporting. Thanks.